Hello everyone, welcome to Nuer Online TV channel. My name is Chankos Nyak. In today's report, we are going to talk about the ongoing trial of Dr. Machar, the first vice president of South Sudan. We talk about something that has deeply touched the Nuer community. Many Nuer people believe this court case is not just about one man, but an attempt to weaken the strength, pride, and leadership of the Nuer people themselves. I will walk you through what happened in court, what was said by both sides, and how ordinary people across South Sudan and beyond are reacting to it. Stay with us until the end, and don't forget to subscribe to Nuer Online TV channel. In this report, we will have two versions, first in English and then second in Tongnat. Dr. Machar, the first vice president who has spent a decade fighting for peace and justice in South Sudan, is now standing trial with 7 of his close allies. The case is being heard by a special court in Juba, a court many believe was formed to target them. The accusations are serious. The court claimed that Dr. Riek Machar and his group were linked to an attack on the Nasser garrison, an army base in Upper Nile. But the defense, Dr. Machar's lawyers say this is not justice. They call it a political movement to destroy Machar reputation and silence opposition voices. The story we are focusing on today comes from the 17th session of the trial. We took place earlier this month. The court spent our cross-examining Major General Basilio Thomas Wani, the lead investigator. After long argument, the judge decided to adjourn to continue again on Wednesday, November 5th. The defense need more time to question the investigator about the evidence collected. But 2 of the accused, the 4th and 6th defendant, could not attend. They were reported to be sick, but the session continued without them. Before the main cross-examination started, the defense lawyer raised a serious issues. They say the detainees were suffering in detention. They asked the court to allow them access to better food, medicine, and sunlight. The defense argued that even those accused of crime have constitutional right, the right to be treated with dignity. They also mentioned the 1955 International Convention on the Right of Accused Persons, which clearly said prisoners must receive enough food and health care. The prosecution responded in writing, but the defense stood firm, saying that this is not just about comfort, it is about humanity. They insisted that the accused should at least receive food from their families. The court promised to give a ruling on that issue in the next session. When the cross-examination started, the defense team, led by advocate Anis Tombe, began asking about one key person, the second accused businessman, Mampal. Tombe asked if the investigator had checked Dr. Riek Machar's phone and laptop. The investigator replied that yes, those devices were examined, but the analysis was done in South Africa by a private company. The defense quickly challenged that decision. They say sending South Sudan political file to another country could raise question about national security and sovereignty. But the investigator, Major General Basilio, responded calmly. He said the phone and laptop were treated as personal property, not as a government asset, so it was fine. When the defense asked for the name of the South African company and their laboratory, the prosecution objected. They say that the foreign expert who did the analysis would come later to testify it will testify in person. And he will claim that the evidence were really found on the case that was sent by the government, and that those evidence were right. The judge agreed and told the defense to rephrase their question. Next, the defense returned to one of the strongest claims in the case, the issue of money transfer. The investigator had earlier testified that Minister of Petroleum Port Kang Chol, who is the first defendant, sent 30,000 US dollar to Nasser County, which was later shared across the local payam. The defense wanted full detail about that. They asked how was this money was sent, how the money was sent, who delivered it to the airport, when did it happen. Major General Basilio replied that their investigation found the money was sent by plane and that witnesses confirmed the commissioner of Nasser received it. Then the defense raised another point. They asked why the investigation didn't question airport. Why they did not question the airport official. Because under the law, a person can only carry up to 10,000 US dollar when traveling. Basilio said that witnesses had already testified about the event and the committee didn't go further. The defense didn't stop there. They asked if the investigators checked whether the first defendant met with local chief or white army leader before sending the money. The investigator said he did not. He also confirmed that he did not personally ask the first defendant any question about the money. That raised more concern for the defense and for many Nuer citizens following the case. The defense also asked about two other alleged transactions. 123,000 Kenyan shilling to send to a man named Gadwit Liam. 625,000 Ethiopian birr sent to someone called Okdor. 123,000 shilling, Kenyan shilling, were sent to a man called Gadwit Liam. And another person is called Okdor in Ethiopia, and Okdor received around 625,000. The investigators say both transfers were confirmed through document found on the defendant's phone. But then the defense asked an important question. Was M-Pesa, the mobile money app, even working in Nasser County at that time? Major General Basil admitted that M-Pesa was not operational in Nasser. That answer left many people wondering how those transactions could have happened at all. Before ending the session, the defense asked one final question. Did the investigator confirm whether the second defendant was actually in Nasser before or after the alleged attack? Basilio replied that he did not know. He said the man was arrested in Juba and no one checked when he last traveled to Nasser. That statement added even more confusion, and for many observers, it showed how weak the investigation might be. With that, the court decided to adjourn the hearing until Wednesday, November 5th, 2025, for the continuation of the cross-examination. The reaction from Nuer community. Since the case began, the reaction from the Nuer community has been strong and emotional. Many Nuer people see this as a political war, not a fair trial. They believe the government is using the court to weaken the influence of Dr. Machar and other Nuer leaders. In the market, tea place, and online discussion, people say the same thing. This is not about justice, it is about power. Others say the government fears the unity of the Nuer community under Dr. Machar. They believe if Machar leadership is destroyed, the Nuer voice will be silent in the politics of South Sudan. Some elders have even compared this to the dark day of the Civil War, when Nuer leaders were targeted for standing up against injustice. Across refugee camps in Ethiopia, Sudan, and Kenya, people are watching closely, and even in Uganda. They say this trial shows how the government treats those who disagree with it. One elder from the Nuer diaspora say they may imprison a man, but they can't imprison the truth. As the trial continues, all eyes are on Juba. The defense lawyers are preparing more questions, and the prosecution is bringing more witnesses. The next few sessions could decide whether this case moves towards sentencing or dismissal. But outside the courtroom, the debate is already settled for many. To them, this is not a legal case. It is a message meant to tell Nuer leader, stay silent or face punishment. Yet this story shows that the Nuer people do not stay silent when they feel injustice. They speak, they receive, and they remember. And today, as this case unfolds, the spirit of unity and resistance is once again rising among them. Joe Ballinga, Chitkat Taran Shalinga, don't tell me to cap comment to Gorian Obeja Queenie Katok not. Banner right, Kakui, Yena Dan and Chay and Machar, special Tadan and Chaluk Chai look again. Are loga cha mencha tu re juba ke kui dak Machar ken ne ke dang baro tin kon cha yen kel nuer ngwan wi ken no ne me chi dung dak Machar karware gor gana do mi mo ba nuere ba long dien ba je chot ke ja ba kwar ken ba ka dwaj pin ke ja ka do ro mo gor no be nuer bi ke tel long ki bi ke tel power then ba power ba je which is like they will not have any voice. And a plan me shareleka a kumikim yadi. Nene one char can no nena. Name she queering Machar, a queen worry. A button con and shalat, guan look, banakalinkel. Men shalara can bondang row. No. Can a reaction down and she need the alchigotin, special need call and worry. A tardan and cha look chai to a talk a je can go down with him. Dr. Machar again queer and rode keep first by president Mijite Karuntung one re ko re male re wika so Sudan ke ram kel mi mo mi can ojen there so Sudan de jinung mal but we get ne ko ken ojen ram jek no ko ojen Micha right look at corruption look at ne ko nen corrupt so mi jiram let corruption be look be ju no ma shagwa jen gur jen de so Sudan de te kamal de ko kwa de la election but take ne de charge gur when mane en lung mi shit ken me you know kajen special code lat kre wiki juba ne de wan kan wer ngat kan no me away mu kwatar gen no reke je ko me dan e che tuo ngure kan kor kan tuo ne de konterwal ke ngene no reke ne de ni tai dana shire ke tuo je kan nasir garrison ke wi yara diu la base dung ssp dia bedan re wi kan nasir kapana me dan gweje no gwach ngene ken de ni ken chawako ramdana chabel ke chaw gidino teke jen tam chitame ke jang na ko bigin cha dar ko Machar cha jo yan cha jo la rede ka gwe jen on me sing she chong chi jen dob dan na on nyam ke ja en mi shalar gwaseme ka jen ta dana cha lu cha lu ke je ko luk jen lukan wel barodin ko no gwada dana cha je tok ko nen no ti dial cha galat so ke jen luko joka me ka tai dana cha gar ya gwenga je wude shal ke Major General Basilio Thomas Wani jaram dana nen boss investigator kene content locate lat ke investigation ka gwade dana cha nyanga cha nyom gwi ke te cha lat ke dial then take je ka tungwan rei roja dana cha lat gwase me cha ti ke tungwan ngo ta dana le dungwan ke je me bana utin then chi judge ke jilwok chikan look chikan kap ka chanka diech mi morun anu badial ba ko loitin are loga cha look jen look and wal barodian she need content la different law you need content ganke Dr. Machar ki kwa Dr. Machar kwa defend chikaro jemu nena ne dangro ramen ngwan dien kan ramba kelenten cha gwan reading tete wa ken teken ge jui aken ka rodian luang ka mo ka gwa court ka alo ken ka chop no ko ngai kon no tu pangen te ge jui chala do ne akan cross examination akan elect ci defend lawyer ci kan roini to ngwan kan kalat akani ne kane ko na cha yen kel ka Dr. Machar ken chui kare ti gen ati ken jilok ke ji kan ga te jen no ne de ne ri de kan no go ken de kan no ko na shi man ken ka de kan no gare shang ba ko tong mi la chang re mot wan mi chul charar cha jenen shi defend lawyer Dr. Machar ji kala do kan ne ti goro jano de ka mo kam de kan no ko ka de ka mo kam nan dong de ken el ko ne ran ka constitution chala do ne ka 1955 constitution mi cha lel mi cha gor pini wal chala do ne ka international convention no ran chang ram mo mi cha yen wa te ga chuan ko jende mo ka kwan ka de mo ka piu men mi cha je ku senten ko cha dur mo cha jalat shi ramadan la jacca la do bina gwitin ka jan shanka die mo ka jan pai welkel biken report ndan ndong de nong biken alat gwasa me persecution chika la do ne na no cha dur ngwan cha alat anan kanene de kontin tin cha yen kane yes dar gwano de ka de ka lok so chikan job chikan lat but gwada me kamen chalat gwasa me advocate Anis Tombe take tindi kan getich ko kwi business mampal mishi investigatory chikan kwak da kan Machar chikan get check telephone ke amen laptop ne ke kane yes kene ka ngai kan kwak tan content wa examine keten wa gwich dundo kan kwak uyen kan lat ne ka South Africa wa gwi ne South Africa aka private company chikan defend lawyer chikan ne content la prosecutor ki lead investigator chikan ge jogo no en company mandanan wanan wa latin chwaledi ka ngam lede kan editi chikan ngaje no Ramadan te ka kwak men kwak la nang kaje changa jeno first by president Riek wika so dan kelu mchala do ne me ko national security kan sovereignty dun South Sudan ko di weekend lon ko me bara me la kwer me di ba ko ba nan wida dien ka South Africa metelin ka ku South Sudan wa ko gram me wa ka gwich ci dakar Machar ci defan lo yere kan kun la do ne ne go ne no gano bene ngaje no ngam sha no ke company mi shwale di and ka nguchi kan ngaje ka kwakon koni jikan ka gwich den ci basilio che laro ne yes cha ngaje no ti ci ka kwa government ci kwa kume so tele mi cha gwitin long ba cha gwinje no ba chikan gwinitin kondong de kan ka gwich cha kan kamne report kondong de ngaje no ngumi je to ko ne kan ko ne cha kamrar but mission me ci kume SPLIO chikan look ke defend lawyer ka SPLIO and go to shete ti kan shagwa ko de kwak de ganang katela agreement mi cha yapin so ne me cha yu jago ba je loy ke chang do dien dana biben do no shinere kontela prosecutor kala do ne Ramadan and wungwa wuga examined ka South Africa bibenejen la ko chinati chi kuma sela yo chikan tijino gor ken laboratory mandan and lat ka do tin ka gor ken company min de South Africa min wan wai latin cha ju no ne be foreign expert Ramadan wungwa wuga gwich ada analysis wa beben ka beben testify ka court beben ka court merdin gwase be chadung wan che na ra ke kuyunten kone ya jakre weekend aser kone cha put kang cha ja gwanya no jente ke $30,000 US dollar ti chanang re which kan aser ka cha ko da ka payam ne me chit kana me chi different lawyer chi kan teach ne da kuma chara no ka yu jaka ke di ka ngam nanka ka tuoga ne Major General Basilio Chelado ne Ramadan la lead investigator ajani yo jaka krenyal ka cha confirm and Ramadan la commissioner of Nasser eche yo cha gajak den Jordan chalat chalado no Ramela commissioner che yo to chup tekede chi different lo yo kan la do ne ka ngum kan ne de continue investigation team nguken kan airport nguken kan ga jogonen go nguken kan ga tejo ko airport cha yuri chop ka to cha kanang 30,000 ki you to more than that cha ne nang man changa let's say 10,000 panken cha kanang 30,000 kukule wedi kan you to work jure nya la ka kwenke more than 10,000 cha kanang re nya wa 10,000 maybe de ka we kare nya chi basilo chela ro ne Ramadan cha ti chelan jen wo ke 10,000 ke 30,000 cha nang so kan le wen wo ka wo ke dik ke jen airport chi defend lawyer ba kan ka chong gwa zo jikan yo ti jen okay ka yuri ala do te yuri anang ne yu shup ke di ngai Ramadan cha ti te ka ngai ko kan yu cha kam Nuer wayami ke cha kam local chief la kwaran kon la kwar Nuer kon entere we can answer ajene kwine investigator said he did not know. Chikala do na me kwine ko kane defendant kane teach Ramadan and Don Cool testified. So much na me news jeno ne to one man where you carry king kala do na me kaj tel tum de ten. Kan where kon would testify and would take a put kang much you chaka jakanasa we jeno kajana mo. A chi jen karwada bo. Cha second defendant cha nyok mitikeja. Jala no take a yuti to 123,000 Kenyan shilling teacher jack. Kachaga jaga should Michel ke gadwich liam. Jaga jack ala 123,000 Kenya shilling. Kayu koken janyo jangni chop ke 625,000 bir Ethiopian bir. 625,000 bir wacha jawun Michel ke ok door. Can you take yuri a jack? No. She investigator chicken tikul kana wone. Kan documentin kontin tin kwa yu kwa transfer ka kane. Kana ne ga telephone. Kene ne ga telephone. Telephone ne te ko ne chaka. Do no she develop you ti no ne. Okay, mi yu cha ko jaga nasir. En M-Pesa le ka nasir. En mobile app mo mi chala M-Pesa. Kan le ka nasir kanti ka jenta me dan jaga yu ga je. Ti me General Basilio chala do ne M-Pesa chelet. Kanasa. So mi jang ne tungwano ku kana question on me ngut tare ke liwe ka telele tomritin. So mi chene me mi choda lot. Right now kan work community mi chit kana me ta dan en big koneja. O ne me sire ka mi kwa weekend ni ku me spela yu ko charge bi support Nuer. Anyong na me ku na kan Nuer quote kan Nuer ka ta dan chicken billet kel. Kwa kale weekend yo kan Riek Machar mi jiak. No. Kami yan guyen kujero diana me bonne kwaring Machar kwai denied Nuer bane ka jano yan ke jang en ojen iche dwer chejalat but here binen no kwaje kwa ka lien ka queen Nuer kan Nuer kujero diana me lokaring Machar ja kon ko de ko ran question en wonene Nuer community wi ko ne dina me ko Nuer to one of course tan Nuer ngai ken no malat kamene e do mo kwa targen ni Nuer ke je cheng men de jeno dong ki kware ne re kon dong de vote tin kwa gor ba silent ka kwar ken kel kan Nuer cause we can la to no chin Nuer chicken women vote aka kuma kirm yadit unless chin Nuer te garam mo nget kan chikareng ma charge ram da dong de kan vote ke de ka chonga je kel ba ne me cha gor kuma kirm yadit gor jeno na me dara je del yardar ne to kon wan dara ka silent so jo mi chine me gor jeno de nyaa je kel Nueri chicken man da lat kela tok chicken look but take a tana tenen yen ti kule testified against the Riek Machar ken bonde kan Nuer bane chika jang kwa all the evidence ko shaling no cha jik cha nang ka South Africa cha nyo jik re mobile ken the content tin bu testify ka court kan Nuer kan dia rudian so ken the content wam ko kon kan ha ko kon so Nuer kan kon goro dero dan chara la togone chengte me chana lokko kum ki kim yadit chiko ran dia going karo dan o ngaka chena mele ne te to wanung de chai yar ka kon cha kon ne ke 2013 cha kon nyoko bong ne ke chemical we yena ne me there la something nice me there and there kum no mo there chonga ken gwe jeno ne me chi chongo kon gor kono bana bit nyoko gen so jo me gor jeno de nywa ye kel en biate mal ban jigale rodien bye bye